What's up guys, Lou here, and I'm in Dundas Square in downtown Toronto. That's because I want to put all this conspiracy to rest with the Bendgate controversy. I have a brand new iPhone 6 Plus, so should we do this? Am I the Incredible Hulk? Am I a bodybuilder, guys? Or am I a regular dude? So, I woke up this morning, I did the usual, get onto Twitter, take a little scroll, see what's happening in the world of technology. I happened upon a tweet from The Verge. What was the tweet exactly? Internal documents reveal Apple knew the iPhone 6 was more likely to bend than the previous model. Man, you guys have no idea. Back when this happened, this in front of me here, this iconic moment in video history. Today, we're gonna be doing the official iPhone 6 Plus bend test. I got an iPhone 6 Plus, bent it, and then the video got around 70 million views right now. It blew up. I sort of dealt with it ongoing from that point forward, from people online, media outlets, and even people in real life. You created this scenario.
Calling your test a fraud. Yeah. There's like a grassy knoll kind of thing where people are looking at the video.
Sensationalism. But here's the thing, within there was apparently a little more truth than many of you might have thought. The thing that's happening right now is a court case, because what happened after the fact with this phone, something called touch disease. And I know many of you eventually experienced it because I received the tweets and the emails. Apple won't replace my phone, or they want to charge me this much and I can't. The top corner is no longer responsive to touch. Now, because of this lawsuit, Apple was forced to release internal documents about their own testing. Within those internal documents, Apple's own documents, they admit to knowing that the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus were substantially weaker than any model they had made previously, and more likely to bend. Over 7 times more likely. A lot of people looked at that video and he said, Lou, you're just trying to get some views right now. I didn't know it was gonna get 70 million views, all right? I'd be lying if I told you that. But the motivation to make that video was pure. I got a message from my cousin. Dude, I was snowboarding yesterday. I had the phone in my pocket. I didn't do anything to it. It was just in my pocket and it bent. And he sent me this message and I was like, oh my goodness, this could be a big deal. You know, if these things are as weak as I think they are, then there could be other changes that happen internally, other problems. Now, Apple has never publicly admitted that this device is particularly bendable. They did eventually admit the touch disease thing, but they said it was for some different reason. They said they needed a little bit more epoxy around the logic board to reinforce it. A lot of people don't know this, but before I ever published a video on YouTube, I actually repaired iPhones. So I had a little bit of knowledge, you know, what goes on, the internal workings of these things. That guy's probably crazy. What, that YouTuber? He's a YouTuber. But I had a feeling that something was catastrophically wrong with this particular design. And so when the 6S came out, I really want to get to the bottom of it. I took the shell from the 6S and the 6, and I went to a laboratory, a place that could do elemental analysis to tell you about the makeup of a particular material, and realized immediately that in the 6S, Apple had created a whole new alloy. We always had this significant presence of zinc, which points to 7000 series aluminum. They added zinc to give it more stiffness. You mean you're gonna change the whole material? I thought only 3 people were affected. Isn't that what you heard, Jack? Wasn't it only 3 people affected? So when the touch disease stuff started coming out, I was like, that little bend. I know how hard it is to make this stuff and to do it well. You can't fix a problem until you identify it. Obviously, there was upside for me with a super popular video, of course, but possibly, to a certain extent, that video may be responsible for that eventual alteration and you getting a better product, and me. I have so much respect for the individuals that spend their time to create amazing machines like these. This channel probably wouldn't exist without Apple. That's how much credit I'll give to Apple. My earliest video editing software, Final Cut Pro, from who? Apple. My laptop I'm using right now, from who? Apple. If all I ever did was come on here and tell you what you already knew, that everything was great, and that's all I ever said, my usefulness to you, it goes down. So when you try to beat me into submission and say, you're just a hater, how does that serve you better? You can't fix something until you identify the problem. Who knows how this lawsuit's gonna go? These internal documents now, they at least say that Apple knew this thing was substantially over 7 times more likely to bend than their previous models. They at least knew that. So it's up to people like me to get you as close to the truth as we can. Something like this, it gives a little bit of validation. It didn't start from some crazy, chaotic place. Let me see if I can bend a phone and watch the world burn. That ain't where it came from. So you decide, you want to believe the press release? Fine. You want your own imaginary truth? Fine. But for me, the reality has been exposed, and I feel like I was on the right side of it. And I feel like those of you that were out there that trusted me a little bit, you were on the right side of it too. But I'm gonna keep trying to get closer to the truth. And I hope you guys keep listening.